Hello viewers, this is Ryan Arizabal. I'm an award-winning film director, writer, and CEO of Films in the Making. Films in the Making is a production company that specializes in the creation and production of film narratives and documentaries. For this video, I've decided to give my personal review for 5 of my favorite original horror films that were released in the 2010s. So here they are. Jordan Peele's directorial debut follows a black director whose white girlfriend takes him to meet his parents. Unfortunately, in the town the family resides in, the residents are performing some terrifying experiments on black people. There's no doubt in my mind that this film is one of the most bone-chilling, yet brilliant horror films that I've seen in recent years. I recall sitting in the theater and feeling absolutely awkward watching this liberal, white, elite family superficially welcome the black lead protagonist and him uncomfortably trying to get along with them. On a side note, they would have voted for Obama for a third term. Get Out blends social critique and race-savvy satire with horror to an especially potent effect, and when the twist unravels, it smartly transitions into being completely disturbing. The performances gave the nice topping on this film's ice cream, and its racial commentaries fitted right into the overall plot. I don't think any other horror film will ever get under my skin the way this one did. In this Western horror film, residents of a worn-down Iranian country encounter a skateboarding vampire who preys on men who disrespect women. I find this to be one of the most overlooked films of the last decade. The fact that it was shot in black and white means it pays respectable homage to the great vampire films that came before it. While it wasn't very scary, there were easily some very chilling and atmospheric moments. Not to mention the main anti-hero was completely intimidating. I also admire how there were some Western-style themes added to the story structure. This is a film I highly recommend to fans of vampire films, because it is not your typical Hollywood vampire movie. In this film, a single mother battles with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. This is by far one of the scariest films I have ever seen in recent years. I got so terrified when watching it in theaters that on several occasions I wanted to leave. The lead actress's performance is extremely convincing and takes the viewers on an atmospheric and terrifying ride. I commend this film for its build-up of jump scares instead of just going straight to the jump scares. Some fans claim that the child actor was very annoying. Maybe he was on several occasions, but he still gave a convincing performance. Unsane is about a disturbed woman who gets involuntarily committed to a mental care institution. When she realizes that one of the staff members is a dangerous stalker, she tries to prove her sanity before it is too late. I was surprised to hear that this film was shot entirely on an iPhone 7 Plus. When I first watched the film, I could instantly tell the difference in quality, but eventually, it grew on me. Josh Leonard gave a truly terrifying performance as the stalker. You can just see the desperation and eagerness in his facial expressions, which really creeped me out. Claire Foy played a protagonist that I cared about. The twist of the film was pretty underwhelming, as I expected a little more, but it was suspenseful and thrilling nonetheless. When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry. They then try to avoid the sinister fate they have inherited. Just when I thought I'd seen enough disturbing films in my time, something like this comes along. Its gritty dark tone and overall concept really kept me on edge. I admire how this film used quiet, tense moments instead of jump scares. The terrifying build-up that this film possessed is the kind of stuff that many modern filmmakers need to learn to incorporate in their films. The twist may have been pretty unoriginal, but it was still as unnerving as the rest of the film. Ari Aster surely made a name for himself in horror with his directorial debut. The fact that Toni Collette didn't get an Oscar nomination for her performance staggers me.